Welcome to this month's meditation on clearing judgments from your space. If you're new to my monthly meditation, I'm Molly McCandless. Right, when you're looking at judgments in your space and you want to clear them, these could be judgments from where someone judged you, or maybe where you judged yourself. Any judgments in your space will lower your vibration and make you feel, or it can make you feel, I think it pretty much does make you feel invalidated. And that can shut you down. So if you judge someone else or they're judging you, you're literally creating negative karma. Some of you know what whacks are. Whacks are when someone throws energy at you, which could be in the form of a judgment, and that can actually make you feel physically ill. Or cause like a pain in your body or give you a headache. So it's not just it's knowing that it's not just people throwing energy at you. We can still throw energy at other people. So that's kind of where the karma comes in as well. So I'm going to guide you through the steps to clear the energy of judgments. It may move a little fast. So if you're not used to the techniques, you can go back and listen to this meditation on YouTube, and it'll be under my name, Molly McCandless, or Transformational Healing Solutions. It'll be posted later tonight. All right, so relax, give yourself the next 30 minutes to give yourself a nice healing. So here we go. Go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths and relax. Find your space, sense where your body is. If you've had a busy day, just take a moment to breathe in and exhale out stress. See if you can pull your aura in around you. That's the egg-shaped bubble that sits around you about 2 to 3 feet. It spreads out during the day. So if you imagine scooping it in, or imagine it just being pulled in around you, that's more ideal. It's not great to walk around with a really expanded aura. If you know what a grounding cord is and you have one attached, go ahead and release it. If you're not familiar with a grounding cord, a grounding cord is a tool that you can create a line of energy from the base of your spine, which is close to your root chakra, where you can ground your body, which anchors it into the planet. When you ground your body with a grounding cord, it anchors your physical body to the planet and your spiritual body to your physical body. A grounding cord can look like a hollow tube that attaches at the base of your spine, and it goes down through the floor beneath you, through the rubble, the gravel, all the way down through the layers. And when it hits the crystalline core, it plugs in. And the moment that hollow tube plugs into the crystalline core, it works with gravity to start pulling energies out of your body that you're choosing to release. Some of you may even feel a little bit of a tug on your body when you are attached with a grounding cord. So I like to make my grounding cord, my hollow tube. You can literally make it out of anything. You could look like it could look like a big boat anchor, a chain, but I like to make mine open and hollow because it feels to me it's easier to release energies that you're wanting to release out of your body in your aura if you've got a hollow tube. So that's my visual. You're welcome to create your own. So see if you can, I'm going to just refer to it as, your grounding cord as a hollow tube. See if you can expand that hollow tube out wider and wide enough to encompass your hips. So you're sitting in it right now. It's the same width in the middle as it is in the center of the planet. And again, gravity's working with your grounding cord. So when you choose to release an energy, all you have to do is basically say hello, like literally say hello to an energy and allow it to pull it out of your body, all the way down the grounding cord into the center of the planet where that energy gets recycled. So tuning into your body, go ahead and see where you're holding stress and allow the grounding cord with gravity to pull that out of your space and down into the center of the planet. And if you hold stress in a certain part of your body, you can focus in on that portion of your body and make sure that that energy is releasing. There's a lot of anxiety on the planet. Things are changing so quickly, and that can really throw us off. It can throw us out of present time. So, sense where you're holding on to anxiety, and it could be out even in your aura. It could be all around you. A lot of the collective anxiety from other people can wind up in your space. You start to match that energy. So, tune in, and if you're holding on to anxiety, release it. And take a moment to release fear. Fear can keep you out of present time. If you're in fear, you typically have some energy out in future time. So if you're in a fear picture right now about what's happening on the planet, go ahead and tune into your body where you're holding on to fear and allow it to release down that grounding cord. Okay, once you release, you need to replenish so you're not out of balance. You're going to create another visual, and that is the visual of a warm golden sun sitting above your head about 6 inches. So that warm golden sun is a way to magnetize your energy back to you because you leave a little bit of energy everywhere you go, even in electronic communication and places and spaces and thoughts you have projected out into the future. So imagine that that sun can magnetize your energy and pull it back from places and spaces 360 degrees around you. And I like to see my energy come back as a vapor, but however you'd like to do that, or just have the thought it's coming back to you, direct it into that sun above your head. Only your energy comes back. So don't worry about it, people piggybacking on that, so to speak. You're calling your energy back into that sun. Bring that sun in through the top of your head and allow it to fill your body in, saturating all your cells and organs. So your toes, your fingers, your legs, your torso, to the top of your head, everything is being saturated with your life force energy. Again, this process of grounding, releasing, and replenishing helps bring your body into present time. All right, now we're going to take a look at judgments that have collected up in your space. And I know many of you know the process, but I need to walk through it anyway in case somebody's new. In order to look at anything energetic or clairvoyantly, you need a place to view that. That's what a clairvoyant does, is views symbols and reads symbols and energy. So out in front of you, about a foot, I want you to create the image of a white blank screen, like a movie screen. It's your own private viewing screen. I like to make mine white because it's easier to see energies that you're wanting to look at on a white blank screen. So maybe the screen is about a foot wide, a foot tall. And to the base of that screen, you're going to attach a hollow tube, like a grounding cord, in order to keep that screen in place, to keep it from moving around. So create your screen and ground it. And know that whatever you're looking at on your screen, so you're going to be looking at judgments in a symbol that I'll direct you to create. But whatever you're looking at on that screen, when that intention is you're clearing the energy of what's affecting you, it's actually releasing off your body as well. So it's not just happening out in front of you when you look at a symbol and you're releasing energies off the screen, you're actually releasing energies off your body as well, your physical body and spiritual body. All right. So looking at your screen or viewing your screen with your eyes closed, in the center of your screen, I want you to create the symbol of a clear bubble. And as you create your clear bubble, have the thought or the intention, it holds the energy of judgments that are in your space right now. And if you can get neutral enough and look at that bubble, you might see a lot of textures and colors showing up in that symbol. And that, if they're dark textures and colors, that's energy of judgments that's affecting you. So that is the energy you're going to want to initially release. But before you start with that initial release, I want you to ask the symbol, because you can talk to symbols and get answers. Ask that symbol, what percentage right now are you being affected by judgments in your space? And get your percentage. So that's just a process of, you can do this for anything. How much of something is affecting me? Get your number, and then you'll know how much you need to release. Doesn't mean you can release everything at one time, because when you are releasing energies, your body has to physically process that, and your body can only process so much at one time. So that's why it's always good to go back and work these meditations again. All right. So I want you to attach at the bottom of that bubble a hollow tube, a grounding cord that goes from the base of the bubble into the center of the planet. And that's going to be the vehicle you use to release these energies out of the bubble, those judgments that are affecting you. So the overall, the initial release is going to be whatever you see in that bubble and textures or colors that don't belong. That's not your energy. Send it down the grounding cord all the way to the center of the planet. Remember, when you're looking at something, I'll call out specific energies to look at, but if you start feeling really activated in your body, take a pause. Remember, you have a grounding cord on your physical body, and tune in. So if I call something out for you to look at, and it feels like you got a gut punch, well, that's a lot of energy in your space that is getting activated. So take a couple breaths, tune into your body where you feel the activation, and release that down your grounding cord. All right. The next energy after that initial release that I want you to look for is the energy of judgments that go all the way back to childhood. So if we're present day right now here, I want you to ask the bubble to show you judgments that are in your space that are still affecting you all the way back to childhood. And that might be a very full bubble. So try to be neutral, see what's in there, and send it down the grounding cord. Hey, those judgments could be about your teeth. They could be about the sex body you took at birth, female, male, or whatever anybody identifies as. They could be judgments about your physical body, uh, your hair, anything. It could be a teacher just saying, I don't think you can do it, or a parent. It doesn't matter who it is, but I just want you to really go back to probably as far back as like birth and see what's in that bubble. So I'll give you a little bit more time to look and release. Okay, the next energy to look for in the space is what I call wax. A whack is when somebody has thrown energy at you in the form of a judgment. That could show up as a texture, a color. A whack could show up like a dent in your bubble. It could look like a dark streak through the bubble. It could look like little buckshot holes, like little indentations. Those are oftentimes how whacks show up. So if somebody yells at you or just throws a judgment, it could be even somebody who cuts you off in traffic. It could be anybody throwing energy at you. And when it's a pretty intense one, a judgment, it comes into your space as a whack. It can give you a headache. It can make you feel off. So if you see any energy of what I'll call wax in your space, go ahead and release it and be really mindful that you can do that to other people. So when I say you're looking for other people's energy, I just want you to be mindful going forward that you may do that to other people as well. So this is really about bringing your attention to the energy overall of judgment. So whatever you see that has to do with wax, release it. Couple things with this. You don't have to be face to face to feel a whack. Somebody could send a whack to you, from across the world. You can get it through electronic communication. So you can typically feel a judgment, and that's where if you can release it as soon as you feel that energy in your space, then it doesn't sit and we'll just say fester and cause more discomfort. Okay, I know I'm moving a little bit fast, but you can go back and listen to this again. Now I want you to look for people in your bubble. The reason why people may be showing up is those who you've had a lot of energy back and forth in the form of judgments or wax. You may have a history with them. Whatever shows up as a texture or color or actual people, could be a partner, a sibling, it could be anybody, a coworker. Say hello to them in that space. If you see a person, send them down the grounding cord. It doesn't hurt them. And then any textures or colors that are showing up and that have to do with people, go ahead and release that down the grounding cord on the bubble. You know, try to stay neutral when you see the energy of people. Okay, just because we may be in their spaces too, right? It's people, well, we'll talk about that right now. I just want you to look for the energy of invalidation. So when you judge someone or you're judging them, that can completely invalidate them. So when you have a judgment, judgments oftentimes are meant to shut us down. And so if somebody throws some energy at you, you feel invalidated and you don't feel like doing anything, like, oh, I'm just going to quit or give up, or you feel sad, or you just want to put your head under the covers, that's when you need to go back and practice this again and move the judgment out and the invalidation. And I want to say here too is you may invalidate yourself, like, oh, that was stupid, or I shouldn't have done that. That will also shut you down and shut down your creations and stop you from moving forward. So I want you to look in this bubble for energy of invalidation where you've been invalidated or you've invalidated yourself, and whatever's showing up, send it all the way down the grounding cord. They've done studies when you can look at whether it's a water molecule or a cell. If you say something negative to it, that it actually shrivels up. I do this as a teaching moment in class where you actually talk to a cell of your body and you say disparaging things, and then it starts to shrink like a raisin, and then you clear that energy and you start to say positive things and it kind of plumps back out. So just be really mindful of your self-talk as well. Okay, and the last energy we're going to look at is a big one. And this is the energy of the karma that's created in that back and forth judgments, or you could say back and forth wax. So oftentimes people who we have a lot of history with, we have that back and forth and that karma. So I'm not specifically saying karma is complicated. So if I just said, oh, well, you can just look at karma in a space and you can just release it, it doesn't quite work that way. This is kind of a lighter version of, okay, where you have created karma and judgments with this, like a back and forth. I want you to ask for that to show up in your bubble, and then ask for that karma to so that this right now we'll just say this bubble set at forgiveness. All right, so we'll add a little forgiveness into the space and ask that whatever karma is created, that if it can be brought into present time and it's for the highest and best good for everyone involved, whatever that is showing up that can be released with ease, go ahead and look for those textures and colors. If this is a win-win for the highest and best good for all involved, that this be brought into present time and released, go ahead and release the karma that is showing up. And again, this isn't like lifetimes of karma with somebody. We're talking about kind of on a lighter version where some of the wax went back and forth. So whatever's showing up is that karma that's able to release. Go ahead and send it down the grounding cord. So really be mindful that every time you throw a judgment, and it could be as simple as, oh, that person shouldn't be wearing that, or that was stupid, or I mean, it's so easy to judge. We all do it. So if I feel like I've judged somebody, I'll tell you something you can do to help kind of clear that pretty quickly. So if I feel like I've judged somebody, I immediately create a gold sun above my head and I pull my energy out of that person's space, that judgment. I'll pull my energy back, direct it into that sun above my head, and fill myself in because I do not want to create karma with that person. So that's a really easy way to do that. And it's just a process, it's a practice, practicing watching what you're saying and then pulling your energy back. Okay, really good job. Uh, Go ahead and let's fill that bubble in with some gold to raise the vibration. Again, those are only a few topics. You can go back and work this tool again if you have other ideas of some things you want to clear around judgments. So above the bubble on your screen, create the visual of a warm golden sun. And then bring that bubble in through the top, bring that sun in through the top of the bubble and saturate that bubble to the edges of the entire bubble inside and out at gold. Then imagine taking a visual of a pin and popping that bubble to disperse the energy. Okay, now you're going to work on filling yourself in a couple of times here. So above your own head, about 6 inches, I want you to create a sun, and you're going to start collecting your energy and bringing it back into the sun. And this is energy that got loosened up, that's been hanging out in judgments. It could be sitting from years ago. When energy's stuck in a vibration, say even at childhood, and like somebody judged you, when you release the energy off that, it frees it up, and now you can bring it back to you. So imagine above your head that you can collect your energy that got loosened up from this healing that's been stuck in old pictures and direct it into the sun above your head. Fill yourself in. And then create one more sun above your head. And this is where you're going to set your energies for the month ahead. This is one of my favorite things to do. So what do you want for the rest of this month? Do you need some peace? Do you need some calmness? Do you need maybe validation is good. I think validation is a good one for everybody to fill in with because the judgments can invalidate you. So let's fill in with validation, self-love. Maybe you need some creativity, but I'll give you a moment to add these as thoughts, postulates, words written in gold, and send them into the sun above your head. Bring that sun in through the top of your head, saturate your cells and organs. And this sun with these postulates, send some of that energy down your grounding cord. So you're grounded with these high vibrational energies from the center of the planet to your fingertips to the top of your head. And remember, you can do this daily. I use golden suns every day to set the energy for what I want to experience. So you could do one for the month, and then maybe you have a busy day, so you need to have a lot of vitality. You can use some golden suns and fill in with vitality. Maybe you need some grace and ease in your life. Or helpful people, whatever it is, whatever you fill yourself in with and saturate your cells and organs, that energy goes into your chakras, that vibrates out into your aura, and that's the energy you're going to match, or is going to be a match back to you. So that's why it's always really good to watch your thoughts carefully, because if you wake up and you are in a funky mood, you'll probably get funk back. All right. When you're ready, take a couple of deep breaths and come out of trance. Thanks for tuning in.